Oh man, so not a great week was week 3. Hi guys, thanks for checking out this video. Week 3 update of Project MAF or 80-20, which is better. Now a little bit later on in this video I'm going to talk about a couple of comments that I received on the channel recently. One about motivation and another one about early struggles of running with the Mafferton method. But first, week 3, I've got to say guys, fell off the wagon this week, really let myself down. Trish and I have been away from home for most of the past 2 weeks, and this last week just I overindulged with eating and drinking, and as a consequence I've put on a couple of kilos and I missed one run this week, Sunday's longish run, because I had a surprise birthday party on Saturday night, and let's just say I was too hungover on Sunday to do anything. So really disappointed in myself there that I missed that run. But these things happen, so I now need to just work that little bit harder. Now I don't eat poorly, I follow a vegan diet, but just had way too much food guys and drank way too much, so back on the horse for week 4. Okay, so let's go through week 3. Started off well enough with the 8-kilometre recovery on Monday, running on the grass with Matt, a nice comfortable pace, chatted all the way through. Tuesday was a rest day. Now, I must say that Wednesday and Thursday felt really good in these 2 runs. Wednesday afternoon was a 10-kilometre, a little bit cooler, it rained, and then Thursday morning a 13-kilometre, again a little bit on the cooler side, which was really good. Had no problems hitting that 130 to 135 beats per minute heart rate zone. Pace was around sort of 5 to 5:10 per kilometre average. It just felt really like things were starting to come together in those 2 runs. Friday then was another rest day, and then Saturday was parkrun. This was one of those park runs where I just left the MAF at home, ran it by feel really. So let's have a look at that parkrun. Saturday, parkrun day here at Baringa, up on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. Haven't run here before. Bit of a mixture of footpaths, a little bit of trail as you can see, and a little bit of grass to start with, I think, around a football field or something like that. So just doing 2k warm up before we start. Looks like it should be a good run. And by the way, it's my 300th park run.
We're from Wynnum.
Wynnum.
Welcome. And I also believe we have a milestone today from Wynnum, number 300.
Well done. Woo!
Oh no!
Come on.
Where do I go? On the play ball again?
Nah. Girls on film. Woo!
164 heart rate.
Oh shit. Doing good. That'll get rid of the cocktails. The rumbas and the...
Stop. Please. Stop. Get rid of them before I want to.
And a few other drinks you had last night too. Doing good. Heartbreak Hill coming up.
Shut up. Just go. please?
I'm going.
Oh.
Now, that was a 21:22, I think it was, for that 5 kilometre park run. I did struggle a little bit towards the back end of that run. Just all the food and even the alcohol that I'd had over the past couple of weeks was really starting to catch up with me. And then obviously I had that surprise birthday party on Saturday night, and Sunday was just a complete washout. Oh man, so not a great week was week 3. I'm always going to be honest and upfront here on the channel, guys, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it when things go a little bit off course, and that's just what happened last week. But it's how you deal with those weeks, and it's how you right the ship and get back on track that really matters. So I've got 8 weeks left of this MAF training block, working towards those 5 and 10 kilometre races, and then switching over to the 80-20. So I need to get back on track now from week 4 and start building to that first race, that 5 kilometres, I think around about week 8 or week 9. So head down, bum up, and work hard for the remaining weeks in this MAF method training block. Alright guys, so the wash up of that week was that I only got to 41.5 kilometres when the plan actually said that I had to get to 53 k's. We move on to week 4, and I just got to work a little bit harder and boost that commitment levels. Now let's move on to those comments that I spoke about earlier on in this video concerning motivation, and also why some runners give up on the MAF running too soon in their journey. Now the first comment comes from Helen, and she asked me, how do you keep motivated? Well, variety, Helen, mixing things up to keep your running interesting. Because I'm my own coach and set my own training blocks, if I'm finding things are going a little stale, I'll mix up the training program. This could mean adding in or taking out a speed session, hills, tackling a race, or doing a time trial, running at a different location, cross training, taking a couple of days off to recharge the body and mind. The list of possibilities to boost your motivation is only limited to your imagination. My top 3 tips for maintaining motivation, and I probably need to have a real good hard look at myself after my past week, but a change of scenery always works wonders. Get off the roads, onto the trails, run along a beach, hit the running track, do whatever works to keep things interesting. Nothing kills motivation more than running the same routes day after day and week after week. Mix up the training plan. If you've got a coach, talk to your coach about it. If you don't have a coach, then ask questions of other runners, how they maintain motivation, or even consider getting yourself a coach, just somebody to bounce some ideas off about keeping your motivation high. Listen to music or podcasts, or even an audible book can really help to inspire your run. I'm only a recent convert to listening to music while running, and it's been great, especially while running to the MAF method. Helen, I hope some of those tips work for you that have worked really well for me. Guys, if you've got any motivational tips you'd like to share here on the channel, comment below. Now the second question, well, it's not so much of a question but more of an observation from a personal experience, and it concerns why some runners give up on the MAF method way too soon. Now I can't recall this gentleman's name who posted this comment, but for argument's sake let's just call him Bob. Bob's comment followed just a few days after another YouTuber, the plant-powered runner, dropped a video about why runners give up in the early stages of MAF. Now, if you haven't heard of the plant-powered runner, I'll put a link to David's channel in the descriptions below. I watch David's channel all the time. He lives in Canada and he's on a MAF journey and offers up tips on MAF running and all things related to the method from his own personal experience. Now, in this particular video, David shared his feelings on why people give up on MAF way too soon. He listed examples like my heart rate's too high, lack of sleep, diet, too cold, too hot, etc, etc. Now Bob offered up his own reason why runners give up on MAF in the early days, and he was talking from experience, and this is something that I have found out as well. running on your own can drive some runners around the bend. And let's be honest, if you're running to a MAF heart rate, then it's probably a good chance you'll be running alone for the majority of your runs. It's very difficult to find someone or a group to run with who will run to your pace so you can keep your heart rate in the right MAF zone. It might happen occasionally, but most times you're going to be on your own. We love to mingle with other runners, groups, clubs, whatever. And for this reason, people running to MAF in the early stages just get tired of running alone. So how do we get around this if we want to continue with the MAF method? Well, this is what I have done in my MAF journey. First, I accept that most days I'm going to be running alone. Secondly, I try to join in with other runners on their recovery days. Now, you will have seen Matt on the channel many times in the past, and we catch up on Mondays for a run on the grass and a bit of a chit chat. Nothing too much, just 8 to 10 kilometres. Monday is Matt's recovery day, and I can run along with him quite happily at his pace and keep to my MAF heart rate level. Now, I've been doing MAF for long enough to know what pace I can be comfortable at and keep to my MAF heart rate level. So if you're going to do something along these lines, know your comfortable pace in relation to your MAF heart rate and check with other runners or the other runner who you're with to make sure they're not running too fast to breach your MAF level. Thirdly, now this is a test, but I join in parkrun every Saturday. It's a challenge, but you are going to want to run faster with other people, but it's a great test of discipline to do your MAF thing. If you can control your pace and keep the heart rate in check, then this offers up an opportunity to run with others. For me, every few weeks at parkrun, I'll leave the MAF at home and just run to how I feel. Some weeks might be quicker, others might just be applied over the 5 kilometres. But what these weeks do is dangle the carrot, giving you something to look forward to break up the monotony of running to MAF heart rate level day in and day out. And this is what I did this week with the park run at Baringa, which you saw just a little while ago. I went a little bit quicker, and that really helps with getting the motivational juices flowing to continue on with your MAF journey. So give yourself a good month of MAF running and then reward yourself with a quick run or something that's just out of the MAF ordinary before going back on that journey to heart rate level or running to heart rate. It's not in the MAF journal, but it's a surefire way to stop the frustration and to help you stick with the MAF in the long term. So there you go, guys. Thanks to Helen and Bob for those comments. I hope they helped you both and others here on the channel. Guys, if you have got a question for me, hit me up in the comments below. I'll select a few on here from time to time to answer on the channel. Now, I always try to answer every comment on these videos, so at some stage you will get a reply from me. Okay, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, I really do appreciate you watching. If you did find this video interesting, guys, remember to like, comment, share, and if you are not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, I'm off to kick my motivational butt up a level for week 4 of Project MAF, or 80-20, which is better. Stay safe, happy running, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hooroo!